Hi there. Today I'm going to be working on this canvas. This is an acrylic pour and I think it's already very pretty, but I just wanted to have a little play with something, so I thought this might be a good surface to work on. And what I want to use is the Pebeo mirror foils. So I've got a mirror gold and I've got a matte gold, more matte gold. There is also a mirror silver and a matte silver, but I'm just going to use the gold. And the reason I've chosen the gold ones is because there is some little bits of gold in this pour, so I just thought it would be quite nice to use that. Now the other things I'm going to use is there's a gilding paste. This is called mixtion, and it's a glue that is specifically designed for use with these foils. So you put it on and you let it dry back a little bit and then you use it with the foils. So I'm going to have to record this dry bit, film a bit, etc. But I'll put it all together. So we've got that. I also have some of the mixtion, which is a relief paste this time. So you can draw with this. So I'm going to just get started. And I'm going to put some of this on first. The brush I'm going to use for this is this very old, stiff oil painting brush, because I want my gilding to have stripes and streaks and not be particularly neat. I'm just opening my pot up here. I've given it a little shake and you can see it's just this liquid. You can pour it out, but my brush just fits in, but not well, so I'm going to pour it out. Let's find a little pot. So I'm just going to pour some into this little pot. I can see that's kind of going on a bit hit and miss, which is what I'm after. I'm going to have some broken horizontal and some broken vertical marks on this. Let's put the remainder of that back in the pot. So I've just tipped that back into my pot and I shall put the lid on. It's water based, so I can just wash my brush out now with some water. So for now I'm just going to wash the mixture out of my brush with water. Now I need to allow this to dry, and you can see when it goes on there's a milkiness to it, a bit like a PVA, but it will go clear when it dries, and that's when I know it's dry. So I'm just going to speed up the process. Okay, so my mixture has now dried off. It's quite difficult to see, but if I hold it into the light there, you can just about see that there is some on the surface. So I'm going to get my gold. Now for this one, I want to use the gold finish as opposed to the mirror effect. When you open this, you get this little packet, and in here you've got the leaves. And how beautiful that is. I'm going to put this down. going to brush it out and then lift up, and it should just adhere to where I have the mixture. How beautiful that finish it is on there. And I'm just moving it around. It's sticking a bit more than I thought it would, but this is my fault, not the mixture, not the stuff. My canvas that I'm working on probably wasn't entirely dry, so get loads of this as well. Just to show you something else I'm going to do here. So I want a little piece for this corner, so I'm just going to cut a small piece rather than use a whole sheet. See how that works. It's covered a bit more intensely than I hoped, so again I'm coming back to a really stiff brush here, an oil brush, and that's taking it off. This is where it's sticking to the paint, but it's sticking beautifully to the mixture, so that's really good. That's better. This is taking it off where it was sticking to the slightly tacky acrylic paint. But I'm not going to waste all of that dust that's on there. I'm going to brush it around and just press it into places it hasn't stuck to yet and see how we go. I'm going to put another little patch up there. And now I put a bit of mixture across there. I don't like these really hard edges, so it's quite nice just to break up where that was a bit straight. Now, considering this isn't the mirror foil, it's actually beautifully shiny, which makes me wonder as to whether I should use silver over the top. Just looking at it in different ways. Now I know I've got some mixture down here. But I quite like the way it's gone on with this sort of broken finish. I'm going to put a little more down there. Okay, let me put these away. Just going to run a few freehand things on here as well. I'm not going to follow any pattern on this, I'm just going to doodle. So hopefully you can see where I'm putting that down. This is just freehand doodling. Now I've just got to be careful not to put my fist in it because I'm known for doing that. I can actually, on that gold, I can see the silver, which is lovely. So I need to teach myself a better way of doing that printing, but this is also a canvas, so it might be better on a harder surface. I'm not following a plan or a pattern. So I'm going to dry these little doodly bits off and see what happens next. Let that cool for a few seconds. And with this, just to point out, you have to use the matte side down and the shiny side up. It's just delicious. Can you see that little, just little really fine lines of silver? Yeah, really like that. I hope you can see it. Yeah, you can just about get the glint of the silver. I'm just giving it a little bit of a twist and a turn to make sure I haven't missed any pieces. I think that is stunning. It's very subtle, but it's very beautiful.